Hello, 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 everybody. Hello from Mexico City. I'm not in the studio. As you can see today, I'm in this very cool apartment with these very cool couches, which was kindly lent to me. How are you all doing? Let me know how the mic volume is today, guys. I am using this tiny little thing here, so I just want to make sure that you're able to hear me clearly. I might need to adjust some of the levels, but you guys let me know in the chat. And yes, welcome. So, if you've been to the live stream before, welcome back. If you haven't been here before, welcome. There are a few rules that we need to go over. Very simple, nothing super intense. So, number one, if you'd like to upload your music, the link is in the description below. It's completely free to sign up to Boombox. And then once you've uploaded your music, I will ask, when I do ask, don't write it now, but I will ask for the name of your track. Okay, now when I ask for the name of your track, you can write it in the chat. Now, for those of you, and I'm going to show you now, let me just switch screens. Here we go. So you can see here, some people have these little stars, right? Let me just zoom in. Now, those people with the stars are people with verified accounts. So they can, mic's a bit low. Okay, yeah, we can turn it up. Let me see, hold on. Turn it up more. Where's the volume on this? One second. DJ mic volume. Oh, here we go. Okay, how's that? Is that better? That must be better. That's 10 dB more gain. Okay, so where was I? Okay, so yeah, once you upload your music, I will ask you guys for the name of your track. Now, as you can see here, some of the members have this little star by the icon. Now, these are people who are subscribed to Boombox and who have upgraded their account. And that means that they do get priority feedback. Okay, now if you want priority feedback on your account, it's as little as $2.99 per month, which is basically like, imagine if you met me in the street and you wanted some feedback on your music and you bought me a cup of coffee in return. The best part about it is you buy me one cup of coffee and I'll give you feedback every single week on a Monday and Thursday. So you're basically paying 30 cents per feedback or something like that. Deal of the century, if you ask me. Plus, you get access to all these amazing features in Boombox, which I'll get into a little bit later. A couple more rules. One, if you are giving feedback to people's tracks in the chat, which we absolutely love, a lot of very talented producers here, it's great that we want to help each other out, always be nice and be constructive. Don't say things like, it's boring. Maybe say things like, it's repetitive and it could do with some additional drums or a new melody here. And lastly, if you really like a track, guys, just remember to write PL in the chat. Now, PL means that I'll add it to the top picks playlist, which I'll share with you guys at the end of the live stream. I'm gonna give you guys the link to my private WhatsApp group where I send the link to this playlist, and I'm also gonna let you know about that in a little bit. But for now, let's get this party started. So, lots of uploads already today. This is amazing. Wow, 14 tracks in the folder. I would like for you guys to please go ahead and write the names of your tracks in the chat. By the way, the track playing in the background right now, which you might come to a little bit later, is Tall Be Free. Some of you guys, I'm not seeing the tracks. 7 Mile High. I don't see that anywhere. Are you guys sure you have uploaded to the right place? In the meantime, I'm going to add some others. Add to queue. How many have we got in the queue? What was that? 1, 2, 3. You know. Okay. Add to queue. Permutations. Sounds very mathematical. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's go. This is Morgan Falling. To start off the week. This is Falling by Morgan. Great work on adding more sidechain to the track, man. It's giving it the movement that it needs and deserves. I think because there are so many sustained sounds in this track that by adding the sidechain, you're not just adding rhythm, but you're also creating space. Fantastic work. Now, I don't know if it's because I'm listening with closed back headphones, but it does feel like the bass is a little too high. The sub is a little too loud. I think you could just thin out slightly with a low shelf. Maybe use a tube EQ for this so that it's super smooth. That would be my recommendation, but that is an absolutely fantastic track. Thank you so much for submitting that, Morgan. It's great to have you back in the live streams. I know that you took a break and now you're back on a regular basis, and I'm really happy that you are. Yes, and I agree with Matthew. I do think that just needs a little bit of balancing. Now, I don't think there would be any harm in doing that on the master. To be honest, I think you could get away with that. But yeah, otherwise, man, fantastic work. Small tweaks. You're 95% of the way there, and you've really captured the emotion of the record. And I always say to people, you know, that's the most important part. If you've got a great record and it melodically, rhythmically, everything is working from a compositional standpoint, then tweaking the mix is a kind of the easy part, because you can have a great song with a bad mix, but a bad song with a great mix is still a bad song, you know? All right, let's go to the next one in the queue. This is a live Say Something by Matt Holden. Now, as this is loading up, we've got a couple of notes here from Matt. After mixing feedback with any arrangement guidance and thoughts, worked on the vocals, cleaned them up, track better with harmonies, played with FabFilter to control the low end on the low end sub, track spacer to add synth parts. Oh, hold on, I don't want to, I'll maybe read these quickly. Track spacer added synth parts to around 800 to 1200 hertz, baseline to another high end of the bassline come through. Might have this wrong. Okay, let's listen up for all of those things. Okay, so just quickly, man, I want to stop there. I know we're getting into the flow, but you have this moment here where the bass line sits alone and with just the vocal. I think that's an opportunity to add some automation to the bass line with a filter track potentially, or with a delay or a reverb, or all of those things. You know, it doesn't have to be really obvious, but I think a delay would be nice to double up the time on it. So automate bass here, maybe with a delay and high pass filter. And I think it's just going to set up the next section and the energy that you have incoming. I know you're looking for mixed feedback, but that was just something that popped into my head immediately.
Smiling through despair, was it all for nothing? Say something.
I think the Say Something there is actually too dry. I know I always talk about there being too much reverb on vocals, but because you have this space and it's also the hook of the record or the title of the record, I think you could accentuate it a lot more. So add reverb with some sort of like modulation to help randomize it and accentuate the title hook of the record. So far, mix-wise, dude, I'm really happy with it, but I just want to say that I'm not wearing my mixing headphones. I'm wearing my production headphones. These are the Bear Dynamic 1770 Pros. And you know, I can mix on these, but they're not my favorite for giving mixed feedback. So I'll do what I can. I'm not sure if it's my headphones or if it's actually the track itself. It feels a little heavy in the low mids. Now I know we spoke about, like before in the past with your tracks, I said, oh, there's not enough going on in your low mids and it's starting to sound thin. But here it feels like the low mids are actually masking the mids and the high mids somewhat. I love how that this sort of the low, mid, and low frequency embrace that we're getting from the mix. But I sort of imagine like a tilt EQ doing this. I don't know if you guys have used the tilt EQ. It's like the flat one, and you can just kind of boost the highs and bring down the lows. I would try something like that, to be honest, and see if that works.
Say
got that nice dun 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 dun. You've got that really nice like arpeggiated bass line there. Or is it bass line? It's like the mids in the bass line. I do think that needs to be more in the forefront of the record. I'm just going to call it sort of bring the lead up forward, as it's the most exciting part sonically. And I think it's also because of the kind of the tone of the sound. Maybe you could lean into that a little bit more, give it a bit more distortion, a bit more saturation, just to make it the sort of dirtier, more upfront element in the record. This part is awesome, by the way. I don't like just the kick there with the crash. I think if you're going to put something with low end there, make it more subtle. And I really love like a classic, what do you call it? Like a sub downer where it's like, but really subtle. So it's like something's happening and it's adding excitement. Take out kick and put is it called a sub downer? You guys know what I mean. I think it would also sound more contemporary, just the kick and the crash together. It sounds a little too old school for my liking anyway. Okay, another thing, man, the vocal's cool. I like the processing, but it feels a little bit static. What I would do is I would have a reverb on the vocal, okay, directly, not as a send, on the vocal, and then I would automate the dry to wet as the vocalist sings the sustained parts of the phrases, da na na, and then open up that reverb, and it kind of spreads, and it will lose focus, and then bring it back to dry when it comes into the next phrase. And you can make this as aggressive, as subtle as you want, but it's going to add a bit more movement to and feeling like it's going to make it feel more expansive as those sustained notes are being held, and more of a sort of 3D psychoacoustic effect. Okay, really like this band. I think with the vocal here, we've had it in the section before. I do like it in the drop. I wonder if it should come in later in the drop. And another thing that I'm thinking of is I want to hear the octave down. I think it needs to be a bit thicker. It's just sitting a little too thinly and is slightly underwhelming compared to the one in the breakdown. And that's purely because in the breakdown there's a lot more space. So octave down, and you could do this artificially with a pitch shifter. And just blend it. It doesn't have to be obvious. On down layer with vocal, on vocal, and maybe more sidechain on vocal overall. Remember, guys, if you like a track, you can write PL in the chat, 4 PLs, puts it on the top picks playlist, which I'll share with you via my private WhatsApp group. I'll leave a link for that right now. And I only accept people into the private WhatsApp group during the live stream. So this is your only opportunity to join. It's the best WhatsApp group in the world for music producers. We have the most insane community of super talented people, always helping out one another, sharing tips, tricks, samples, plugins, releases, when free stuff comes out, when the live streams are happening. It's the place to be. But yeah, Matt, listen, this is a great record. The reason why I haven't said that yet is because I knew it was going to be a great record to start with, because I know how talented you are. These are just small things that I think could help it come, pardon the pun, more alive. Okay? And with those synths, choose one as the more dominant synth to drive the melody and the rhythm. And I think it's that more saturated lead arpeggiator. Fantastic work, man. Thank you so much for sharing your music as always. Hope that was decent enough feedback. Next, we've got Vivaldi Winter by Helal Aman. So, yeah, do you know what I mean? When Vivaldi dropped this shit, everyone in the club was like, "Yo, what up?" They were getting crunk. They were pouring out the wine. Shit was getting real. Can you imagine, like, "Yo, have you seen who's on the lineup tonight? It's freaking Vivaldi. Let's go!" People were getting lit to this music. I just got lit, and I didn't even drink anything. Hello. That's awesome. I can't believe you made that with MIDI. There are definitely moments where I can hear the MIDI, but when the strings are not playing a staccato, it's hard to tell. But when they're playing staccato, it loses a little bit of that sort of like the string and bow modulation that you get, and you can hear the sort of repetitiveness of the stroke. But ultimately, like, this is so cool, dude. Very, very, very impressed. I'd also love it if someone made this into a techno record. I think that would be pretty jokes. I know some people have been doing that, like turning classical records into techno records. And I'm actually kind of a fan of that. I think it's a bit cheesy, but I am a fan. Okay, This is next. We have Daniele Marconi. You know.
You know I don't play right.
Welcome to the live stream, everyone. It's Monday. It's a Monday Madness. And this, as you know, by Daniele Marconi.
Just give me the word, You know I don't play right. I'll put up a good fight. Just give me the word, You know I don't play right. I'll put up a good fight. Just give me the word, You know I don't play right. I'll put up a good fight. Just give me the word, You know I don't play right. I'll put up a good fight. Just give me the word, You know I don't play right. I'll put up a good fight. Just give me the word, You know I don't play right. I'll put up a good fight. Just give me the word, You know I don't play right. I'll put up a good fight. Just give me the word, You know I don't play right. 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 I'll put up a good fight. Just give me the word, You know I don't play right. I'll put up.
Okay, cool. Just wanted to wait for it to get to the second drop to see if there was anything that we could learn from the second drop that we could bring to the first. Now, I love the vocal. I like the build up. I think there's like a lot of potential here. The thing is, when it drops, it's just not as hard as I want it to be. And I think it just lacks a bit of rhythm. It lacks a bit of speed. It's a bit it's a bit empty. And I also am not the biggest fan of the reverb on that big pluck here, right? So
You know I don't play right. I'll put up a good fight. Just give me the word,
I don't mind that you've put space in the track. I think that's cool, but there's all these parts that are playing kind of feel like supporting elements, and I'm trying to figure out what is the lead. Like, yes, we have the vocal, but if you were to take the vocal off, right? If you were to mute, just for a second, think about this. If you were to mute the vocal, we would lose so much energy in the track. So what I would recommend doing is muting the vocal, figuring out what your lead is. What is the hook that is coming from the synthesizers? And then put the vocal back and find a way to make it play between a you're gonna that play right, we're gonna play right, yeah, and a rolling bass line. I actually agree with Calibrated. A rolling bass line would help carry the intensity of the rhythm, you know. But you know, guys, I genuinely think across genres, especially in dance music, what really separates the bros from the pros, or the pros from the bros, right? I hate saying the boys from the men because that just sounds like so corny and condescending. But the bros from the pros is the question and response, is how the elements are working together. This thing says this, and then that thing responds with that, and then this thing sends this again, and then maybe there's a different response again. So question, response, question, response. And by doing that, you create a much more dynamic track, and you create a conversation between the parts, which help also take the listener through the sections without getting bored. as well, right? Without it feeling too repetitive. So I think you've got a lot of great supporting elements here, but you need to work on question and response between the vocal and a new synth lead, whatever that may be. Because you've got the right idea here, but it's too dependent on the vocal. And hey, listen, we can all be guilty of that. We put the vocal in and we're like, God damn it, the track sounds good. But we need to be conscious of what it sounds like without, okay? Okay, next we have Permutations by Vendath Ashok. Ashok, sorry. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. I'm going to fast forward a bit because this is a very long introduction. I like this, but I actually think if you're going to filter everything in this section, this is really cool. I love the combination of guitar and kind of electronic elements. I think that's awesome. But if you're going to filter it this much here, you need to put something else to fill the space. It just feels like it gets a little too empty there. Also, my recommendation would be like, dude, start with this and then go into the breakdown. Do you know what I mean? So if you're gonna, I know like there's no wrong or right here. But you got to capture your audience pretty quickly. And I hate to say it, unless you're a very well-known artist, chances are that people do not want to listen to a 2-minute introduction. I'm just being real with you here. You've got 10 seconds, maybe less, to capture your audience. So you want to consider that. I'm not saying that we make music for the audience, but we have a bit of a game to play. This is very cool. I love this. I mean, super original as well. I think there's just something missing in the high end here. You know, it would really benefit from a hat, some white noise maybe, some sort of ambient loop in the background, something just to give a little more presence in the sort of like 5K upwards range. That isn't going to necessarily interfere. You can put it in the background. It doesn't have to be really loud, but it's just missing. For me, it's missing that. Either you're going to put a vocal in here and that's going to provide you with high frequencies, but I don't necessarily think you need that. I think you actually need to add some hats or some percussion, an ambient loop, something like that. So I'll just write that for you, bro. Add an, make sure it's in the right place. Yeah. Ambient loop, hats, or something to add some high end presence. Cool. And this is cool, but this is a completely different track, dude. This and then this. Like, I love how creative you're being, but you've got something very strong here, the with the guitar, and this is great. I think you wanna build around this. You probably want to go this section first, this section second, and then come into the breakdown, and then come into a more evolved version of these two sections here, in my opinion. But I think creatively, you've done a fantastic job of producing this, and I love where it's going. Just think about arrangement, think about making it interesting from the beginning, building with some percussion, some ambient stuff. Then I think you're pretty much there. Someone wrote in the chat, vinyl crackle would work. I agree. I think that would help immediately. Okay, guys, so we are at the end of the queue. Now, before I ask for you to write the name of your track in the chat, please don't write it just yet. I just want to take a moment to show you guys this amazing platform that we're using, which is called Boombox. Now, this is something that I've been working on with a team for the past 3 years. We're a small team of about 10 people, and we're basically trying to create an all-in-one platform for musicians, producers, and engineers, also known as you guys. So I could run through the features, but what I'm going to do is just play a very short video which I made, which takes you through everything that we have. And then after that, we're going to play a little game, which is going to be really fun. So check this out, and then we're going to play a little game in 1 minute. Replace Dropbox, Google Drive, SoundCloud Pro, Disco, and DistroKid with Boombox, the all-in-one solution for musicians. Store your files, create playlists, request files, and distribute your music from one place at a single price. Access files on the go and stay synced with our mobile app and macOS app. Dive into our AI tools to spark creativity by generating chords and splitting stems. Search for your files by mood, genre, BPM, and key with our AI-powered advanced search. Share and collaborate with time-stamped feedback, password protection, and customized access permissions. Create professional playlists for pitching with analytics to see who's listening. Release your music into the wild with our inbuilt distribution. And request files from clients and collaborators with inboxes. Boombox, the all-in-one platform for musicians. Okay, guys, welcome back. So that is the platform that we've been building. We are adding new features. And one of the new features that we've just added, which is really cool, is called polls. So let me just open that up. And this is the game that I want to play. And now I have this song, which you guys sent to me. From my WhatsApp group, I did a little competition on how you can win a free master from me. And what I did was I also got AI to master it. Now, I want you guys, I'm going to drop the link in the chat now. I want you guys to go and listen to that link that I just posted and vote for which one you think is the AI master or the human master. It should take like 5 seconds. It's just a new feature that we've come up with called polls, and it's pretty cool. Like the way it shows up. Let me see if I can get it to do it here. Oh no, I could just preview it from here. So if you're sharing music with your fans, you can upload multiple versions, and they can listen to either one. And also the audio synchronizes. So
pull up when you shot it in a friend next.
So hopefully you guys have made your mind up, and you can vote by clicking on the link and tell me which one you think is which. So just a little game I wanted to play, but also to show you one of our awesome new features called polls. All right, guys, it's time to populate the playlist. Now just remember that if you want guaranteed feedback on your track, all you have to do is upgrade your account. It's $2.99 a month, guys. And think of it as a way of not only prioritizing your track, but essentially you're buying me a cup of coffee to get some feedback, some very detailed feedback on your music, and you get access to all these amazing features within Boombox. Plus, by doing so, you get to support these live streams, which happen for free twice a week. And if you guys subscribe to Boombox, that means that I can make these live streams happen until the day I die, which hopefully will be in a very, very, very long time. And who knows, maybe I'll be replaced by some AI bot by that point, which would be hilarious. All right, I hope you guys had a chance to vote on which one you think is which by clicking on that link. Don't forget, if you want to upgrade your account, you'll see people who have an upgraded account. It shows a little star like that, and that means guaranteed feedback on your track. Plus, you get all these amazing features in Boombox, and you get to come to these live streams twice a week for free. Okay, so what have we got? Just adding some new tracks, guys. Okay, let's do this. Next up, we have We Want Your Soul by Calibrated.
Your cell phone, your wallet, your time, your years, no barcode, no party, no ID, no beers, your bank card, your license, your thoughts, your fears, no SIM card, no disco, no photo, not here. Your blood, your sweat, your passions, your bets, your profits, your time off, your fashions, your sex, your pills, your craft, your tits, your wrath, your laughs, your balls. We want your soul, your house. Your phone, your life, your cash, your house, your phone. We want your soul. Your house, your phone, your life, your cash, your house, your phone. We want your soul. Your lust, your happiness, your fats, your fears. Give us your address, your shoe size, your years, your digits, your plans, your number, your eyes, your schedule, your desktop, your details, your life. Show us your children, your photos, your home. Here, take credit, take insurance, take a loan, get a job, get a pension, get a haircut, get a suit, play the lottery, play football, play the field, snore some dude. Show you dream, we'll show you smooth, we'll buy you dream, oh, pay your book, we'll sell you crap, we'll charge you that. We want your Here's boy band, your sweat, your passions, your regrets, your profits, your time off, your fashions, your sex, your pills, your gas, your kids, your wrath, your laughs, your balls. We want your soul, your emotions, your love, your dreams, your checkbook, your essence, your sweat, your schemes, your security, your sobriety, your innocence, your society, yourself, your place, your distance, your space.
Go back to bed, America. Your government is in control again. Here, watch this. Shut up. You are free to do as we tell you. You are free to do as we tell you.
Here's boy bands, here's hackers, here's Whitney, here's cola, here's pizza, here's TV, here's some rock, some.
Let's go back to the beginning for a sec.
Your kids, your rock. We want your soul. Your house, your phone, your life, your cash, your house, your phone. We want your soul. Your happiness.
I think, bro, just take the vocal out at this point. You don't need it. Carry on. I mean, the beat is so good. Like, you just had the vocals a lot. I think we all get guilty of this. We're like, oh, you know, we want more vocals, right? You know, because they sound good when they're in the beat. And honestly, you've got enough energy there to carry it through. The kick and the bass and everything coming through. You just got to let the instrumental breathe, and you've got to let people actually listen to the instrumental, especially with dance music, right? The more you use the vocal, the less special the vocal becomes. And the more repetitive it becomes, which means the less people want to hear it. It's like that person who always talks. You know what I mean? You at some point, you kind of want them to shut up. You want them to talk a little bit so it's interesting because you don't want to get bored, but you know what I mean? So take out vocals here.
Your fats, take credit, take insurance. Here's boy
It's like vocals, 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 vocals. There's still vocals here, right?
dreams.
Vocals again.
Yourself.
finally, there's no vocals here. And that's great. And I think that's one of my favorite parts of the track, to be honest. Now again, I am listening on my production headphones, so I don't know if it feels a little too subby and a little too dirty in the low end and not enough mids and highs. It could just be the headphones. I'm still getting used to them, guys, because I only got them like a month ago, so I'm still learning the soundscape. Yeah. Anyway, those are my thoughts.
Here's boy bands, here's hackers, here's Whitney, here's Cola, here's pizza, here's TV, here's some rock, some roll.
The second drop wants to be psytrance. I actually like that as an idea. Maybe lean into a more psytrance drop here. You know what I mean?
Watch commercials, watch Harry, not Oprah. Buy a better life from the comfort of your sofa.
Also, there's too much. I just think there's too much vocally. It's taking away from how impactful that line "We want your soul" is, you know?
Your emotions, your love, your dreams, your checkbook, your essence, your sweat, your schemes, your security, your support, your fears, your desktop.
Here, you are free to do it.
Your soul, your emotions, your love.
Bro, you even added another vocal here. Too many vocals, bro. Too many. Your beats are so sick. I think you could get more creative with the beat. So same as Daniele from earlier, man. Just mute the vocal and see how the energy of the track is without it. And then in addition to that, what I would do is just create a bit of question and response with the vocal. Because when the vocal's just on top, then it just feels like a remix rather than, do you know what I mean? Rather than like an instrument. Yeah, so that's what I would go for. But it's really cool, man. Thank you for submitting that. Okay, next we have Side Vocal by Takase.
Turn back time, give me your line. Tell me when you get it all off your chest, 'cause I can hear fine.
just beautiful, man. It's just like super uplifting, and it's just a joy to listen to. I feel very, very, very relaxed. I think you do a great job of nailing that. I just wonder if it could have a little bit more from the percussion here. I feel like you're playing it a little too safe with just the sort of hat and tambourine loop. Whereas I would just give it a bit more. Maybe a snare, dude. You know, maybe go a bit dead mouse with it in this section, kind of like dead mouse strobe without going too EDM, you know. Maybe with the arpeggiator, you could ask the arpeggiator to have variation with regards to octaves. So every so often it's jumping up another octave or down. The synth sounds like the guitar from The Reason by Hoobastank. Oh my god, totally. Yeah. Thomas thinks it needs more cowbell. I mean, actually, a tuned cowbell could sound really cool. Do you know what I mean? Maybe like an 808 one every so often. But what is a dead mouse? It's really beautiful, man. I think that's all my thoughts are. It's maybe you're playing it a little bit safe, and as a result, the production feels a little old school. And I think you could lean into more automation, a little more variation, adding in a subtle way, some layers to the drums, just to lift it, man. I don't think you're trying to like wave anything in anybody's face here. I want to be caught. I want to be caught by surprise a little bit, and that's fine for the first half, not to be caught by surprise. But in the second half, again, you don't want it to be too repetitive. You want the sort of progressive nature of this kind of record to progress, to evolve, to take you to that climactic place. And it still feels like there's room to grow in the second half, okay? Room to grow in the second half from a production standpoint. Obviously, it's from a production standpoint, Fabio, duh, but without losing the integrity of the record. Just need something a little looser and more human. Oop. Okay. All right. Okay. But I love it, dude. I mean, always love playing back your music. Guys, we are getting to the end of the queue very shortly. And so I just want to prepare you guys. If you want a guaranteed feedback on your track, all you have to do is buy me a cup of coffee. And the way you can buy me a cup of coffee is by upgrading your Boombox account, which is a platform that I am an owner of with a very, very small team. And actually, one cup of coffee gets you priority feedback on live streams twice per week. And that's a guaranteed detailed feedback to take your productions to the next level. You get access to all these amazing features in Boombox, including playlists with analytics, inboxes for file requests, which is what you guys use for uploading your music, and there's distribution built in as well, plus all the time range comments and feedback. We have some AI tools for creativity, and you get to support these live streams and make them happen every single week for $3 a month. So consider it. It's definitely worth it. All right, let's go next to Milanova, Be My Love.
If you wanna be my love, baby, gotta take it slow. If you wanna be my love, baby, gotta take it slow. If you wanna be my love, wanna be my love, wanna be my love, wanna be my love, wanna be my, wanna be my, wanna be my, wanna be my, wanna, baby, gotta take it slow.
vibes in this one. Bro, the waveform looks blocky because it is blocky. We're going to get to that in a second, okay?
If you wanna be my love, baby, gotta take it slow. If you wanna be my love, baby, gotta take it slow.
That's 4PL. This is going into the playlist. Awesome track, very groovy, Villanova. Okay, so here are my comments. Compositionally, I think it's amazing, but from a mixing standpoint, you are slamming this way too hard. And the beginning, I know we talked about in the beginning, you want to capture the audience's attention, but the beginning is just like so compressed and so saturated and so clipped. It's very fatiguing to listen to right from the get-go. And I know you want the track to be loud, that's great, but do not compromise the quality of the record.
If you wanna be my love, baby, gotta.
Like those hats are very, they feel like they've been driven into some sort of saturator or clipper, correct me if I'm wrong. And it just, it's too intense, man. And when, funny enough, as a result, when the drop comes in, it's actually kind of it makes the drop a little more underwhelming. You want to play a little bit of a game here, right? Yes, you want to get people interested in the beginning part of your track, but you might want to consider bringing the volume of certain things down. So doing some gain automation, maybe filtering out ever so slightly some of the high frequencies. So when the drop comes in, there's a few more high frequencies. Do you know what I mean? Maybe just on one loop, like the hats or something. But you're just pushing the record too hard. That's why we got this fat sausage chorizo salsicha wave right here. Do you know what I mean? That's what we can see now. There's nothing wrong with that, and we don't depend on our eyes to decide how a song should sound. But when I hear it and I see it, the two make sense. Yes, it is way too squashed. You should absolutely lower the limiter cranking, which is going to be creating some distortion. And I don't know if you're using a clipper, it sounds like you are, or maybe your limiter has a clipper built in, depending on the limiter that you're using. It's about trying to control those transients during the mixing process, right? So you can control them softly, and then during the mastering process, it shouldn't have to do that much work. Just a word of advice here, guys. Your limiter really shouldn't be doing more than 3 dB of gain reduction. Even 3 dB of gain reduction is quite a lot. So I would recommend with the limiter, the final limiter on your master bus, 2 dB maximum, and put a clipper before it. Put a soft clipper before it, a high quality one. I recommend standard clip. Just with those two things, you should be able to get your track nice and loud and chunky if you have controlled the transients during the mix, okay?
Take it slow. If you wanna be my love, baby, gotta take it slow.
Also, just a thought from like a production standpoint. What if you started the beat with a bit more of like an amen break, and then you went into the drop with this slightly more sparse, like a kind of amen break? I wouldn't say anything too heavy, but something a bit garagey, because you've got that dit, 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 which sounds like it was taken from like a "This girl is poison." But you've got like a drum. What is that song? This girl is poison. You took the drum fill from that, didn't you? Where is it? You've got it somewhere here. I would love to know where it is, but the sausage is so fat I can't figure out where the breakdown is. love the M1 piano, but again, it's just got the absolute shit squashed out of it. And although it's a cool contemporary sound, I think it's just you're just overdoing it. And I think if you gave this track a little bit more space to breathe, one, it wouldn't be as fatiguing to listen to, and it's going to give it, actually when it does drop, it's going to give it room to feel big.
Baby, gotta take it slow. Wanna be, baby,
In the builder. Is this the builder? Yeah, there. I love that. I love that you put that and the like the orchestra hits. Wicked, man. What a great sample to take from like such an old record. It is from Poison, right? That girl is Poison. I can't. What is that shot? It is this track, right? That's it, right? Did you take it from here, or it was like a splice sample? And also those chords are too distorted as well. I think it would be nice if they weren't, right? So it's really important to create contrast within a record. When everything is distorted and saturated, then actually nothing is distorted and saturated. If everything has lots of reverb on it, well, then nothing has lots of reverb on it. Do you see what I mean? Because it's all just blended into the same sort of sound. And I think that there's an overuse of distortion on this record. You actually have a banger on your hands, dude, which is the best part. This track is sick. Well, you made it using Splice. Well, someone took that from that record, just so you know. That's where they got the idea. But yeah, the you need to think about how to create maybe some elements having distortion. So put some distortion on some of them and make some of them clean, you know, and have that contrast between the two parts. Okay, next we've got Chasm, Ashley Melred. This is sorry, Ganya Rao. What language is that? Same thing again here, guys. Why are you pushing the master so hard? It doesn't sound good. It doesn't sound good. Like, you actually have an amazing composition here, and it's just fucking destroyed by distortion and saturation, and you trying to get it to minus 4EL UFS. By the way, you can get there, but you just have to be careful with what you're doing. Like, this is cool, man. This track is actually really fucking cool. But it's just like, when I listen to this bit, it's so fatiguing on my ears. I'm like, and it's not because I'm old. I listen to a lot of music. I just know that some music needs to sound hard and some music needs to sound soft. Like, for example, I don't know if you guys know Parcels. Their mix and their master, super soft, super chilled, and that matches the music. And yes, this track is aggressive, but like, it's fine for things to sound aggressive. It's not okay for things for things to be inaudible as a result of there being so many additional harmonics added to the signal due to over limiting and compression and saturation. Like everything has like a crackle at around, like, I don't even know, honestly, in the whole frequency spectrum. Again, every single sound has distortion on it, so no sound has distortion on it, and it's just not that enjoyable to listen to. Like, even in heavy metal and records like that, usually the only parts that are distorted are the guitars, and then the drums are actually quite clean, they're quite up front, and then the vocals might have a little bit of saturation from a preamp, but they also tend to be quite clean, so there's space for the reverb, and then the guitars are really distorted. Not everything is distorted, right? So stop trying to make everything super loud. It's a big turn off. I understand that you want things to be louder, but like, I'm stressed because this stresses me out. And I think there's so many tutorials on YouTube where people are putting like 75 limiters and they're like, this is how to get -1 LUFS, and it's like, yeah, it's too much, man. It's too much. Like this section, beautiful, very dynamic, very musical. I love it. Dude, look how much I'm turning it down on the thing here. This is still super loud. It's at like 30%. If I turn that all the way up, I'm going deaf in both ears. I actually think the sound design is really good, but I think because the mix is being pushed so hard, that sound design has lost like 50% of its quality. That's my honest opinion. If you actually brought this down to a more listenable level without all the added harmonics from the saturation in the clipping and the limiting, would be a much more dynamic and interesting record to listen to, and it would still be very, 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 very loud. Ultimately, great composition, man, but the mix and the master are just very overbearing and need to be pulled back by like at least 40%, at least. Okay, guys. Well, welcome to the live stream. It's Monday Madness. I'm doing these live streams every Monday and Thursday now. And as you know, during the live streams, I am using Boombox, which is a platform that I've been building over the past 3 years with a very small team. So if you ever see me promote it on my Instagram, it's not a sponsored post. It's actually something that I have been building. And what we're trying to do is create an all-in-one platform for producers and engineers. And you've seen some of the features as I've been using them throughout the live stream. It's like Dropbox and SoundCloud and DistroKid if they had a baby. Now, I'm going to take you through all the features with a little video that I made. I hope you enjoy watching it, and this will just allow me to also get some water and take a break. Replace Dropbox, Google Drive, SoundCloud Pro, Disco, and DistroKid with Boombox, the all-in-one solution for musicians. Store your files, create playlists, request files, and distribute your music from one place at a single price. Access files on the go and stay synced with our mobile app and macOS app. Dive into our AI tools to spark creativity by generating chords and splitting stems. Search for your files by mood, genre, BPM, and key with our AI-powered advanced search. Share and collaborate with time-stamped feedback, password protection, and customized access permissions. Create professional playlists for pitching with analytics to see who's listening. Release your music into the wild with our inbuilt distribution. and request files from clients and collaborators with inboxes. Boombox, the all-in-one platform. Hello everybody and welcome back. So lots of amazing features. We're adding new stuff all the time. We've also got AI mastering coming very soon, which is going to be exciting. So you'll be able to master your tracks even before you upload them to the live stream. And the Boombox platform is also the cheapest and most affordable platform out there. It also has a mobile app, which is really cool. Now, the advantage of subscribing to Boombox is not only do you get access to all those amazing features, but wrong screen, you also get the chance to have your track prioritized. So as you can see here, some of the users have a little star by their track, and that means guaranteed feedback for $2.99 per month. So you're buying me a cup of coffee, but you get to attend 2 live streams per week for that price and make sure that you get feedback on your track. So please write the names of your tracks in the chat. I am going to be, as I just said, prioritizing people who have upgraded. So we're going to start with those, and then we're going to move to everyone else's tracks as they write it in the chat. And I'm going to leave the link right now, guys, if you want to get priority and access to all the sick features in Boombox. The link is in the chat. Okay. Oh, we've got a new upgrade here, Invincible. Thank you for upgrading. Super cool. Appreciate you. Okay, great. Let me see what else we can put. Let me just put this in order of names. It's going to be much easier for me to go through. Down. Oh, no, not that one. Oh, sorry, Tall. Sorry. Which one is it? They're both the same, dude. They're both exactly the same. But the one at the top, okay, let me try. Let me see the one at the top. Okay, I got it. I got you, bro. Don't worry, let me get rid of this one. Okay. How many have we got in the queue? All right, let's go. This is Tal, Be Free. No, actually, Tal, I don't think you were here, but I opened up the stream with your track. I actually love doing that because it's great for the background as we're getting the vibes going. But now, here it is in full force. Bro, one thing, it sounds amazing, by the way. Such a vibe. But that little guitar you have, it feels just a tiny bit late. Just a tiny bit. It's just dragging ever so slightly. love that vocal processing. Killer, dude. Killer. Bro, could you lift the vocal ever so slightly more in the chorus? Just add a little more high frequencies to the vocal, just and sidechain, just something to blend it and lift it. So lift with a high frequency boost and blend with the sidechain. Do it with a pull tech, so you get smooth highs. That's what I would do. Should get a commission for how many times I suggest that people use the pull tech. And I love the electronic layer that you've done underneath it. Are you doing that with like a little altar boy or something? And you're like bringing the formant up or down and then blending it? Let us know. You know, I think a little more distortion on there, just a little bit. I'm nitpicking here. It sounds really good, but just a little bit, because right now, and when I say distortion, I mean maybe some sort of like guitar ramp simulation, because right now, for me, personally, I think it's blending a little bit too much with the hats.
I wanna be free. I wanna be free.
This is huge. This is so good. This is so good, and the elements sound so good, and the mix is good, and everything breathes, and the vocal is beautiful, and you smashed it, dude. Well done. Well done. I think round of applause. Why have more people not voted for this to be added to the playlist? I'm gonna do PR. I'm gonna add it to the playlist. I'm overriding. This is just a master. Dude, I don't even really like listen to Afro House anymore. I kind of got like a bit sick of it. But you've just got such a great. I don't know. You've got such a great way of producing it that just makes it. Oh no, I added it to the queue again. I don't know, man. It's amazing. Really, like round of applause. It's just phenomenal. And you know what it is? You know what it is about Afro House, I think that is really difficult, which you've gotten right, is that it's effortless. Afro House should feel like this effortless build and drop and build and drop. And I think you've just absolutely nailed it in this track. Mine was the 4th PL. Well, there you go. I don't count my PLs because I like it to be a community vote. Oh, it did get loads more. So I was just vibing too hard. Okay, great. Let's go to the next track. We've got we could listen to that again later. This is Reverence by Invincible. And guys, if I'm playing your track, please let me know who you are, where you're from, what kind of feedback you'd like. Yeah, just a little bit about yourself and maybe how you produce the track. Rewind. Holy shit, this is good. Okay, everyone, listen up. Listen up. I'm just pausing this for a second, okay? To the people before who just slam the limiter, okay? We have some sausages here, right? We have some pretty big sausages, but listen to how much space there is in the track. There's something that's got a bit crusher, there's something that's got reverb, the kick has space, everything is breathing, and it's still super loud, but it's just not pushed to the limit of absolute destruction. And you still get the aggression that you want from the record, but you have the dynamic elements, which gives it the space. I love how everything kind of swells into one another, and there's this very loose question and response between all the parts, and also the contrast that you've created between those sort of cleaner, more beautiful, ethereal pads, and then the more synthesized, kind of bit crushed elements that give it the digital feel. It's brilliant. It's this digital versus kind of analog conversation going on, and I think that's fantastic. Yeah, I know what you mean, Michael, but I also would say that, like, usually in drum and bass, the kick does tend to be lighter. So that would be my counter to that, but maybe it wouldn't hurt just giving everything a little bump at 30 with the tube EQ. Invincible, I wish you were actually in the chat. So what did we get? Did we get, how many PLs did we get for this? We got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 5. All right. It's going. I was gonna say, I was like, why has no one written PL yet? This is crazy. This is crazy. Okay, let's add it to the playlist. So guys, just remember, if you want access to this playlist so you can listen to the community top picks from this live stream, I'm just going to drop my WhatsApp in the chat. And I only accept people during the live stream. So do go join there. And I will share the link with you at the end of the stream so you can go back and listen to these absolute bangers. Okay, next we have Cascade by Calibrated. Interesting introduction. Man, this isn't your usual vibe, but this is sick. You know what though? I think those elements, like the guitars, like the funk guitars, I think you've pushed them way too far back, man. I think they need to come up, they need to be up front. You want to put a phaser on them. Bring those guitars forward. Like, unless you're gonna have a vocal on here, in which case you're trying to create some space, but I would still bring the guitars forward and phaser. My favorite at the moment is the Arturia. If you have this, the Arturia Bitron phaser. Oh my days, that thing slaps. It's beautiful. I think it's my favorite phaser ever in terms of plugins. I'm sure the real one is amazing. Okay, we got 4 PLs as well. Let's go. I think it's great. I just think those elements are pushed way too far back. You just got to bring them forward, man. Don't be scared. You know, even if there was space for a vocal, again, you just want to do some question and response between guitar and vocals anyway. So you could just cut things up a little bit. But I love it. I think you did a fantastic job. Thank you for sending that. Next, apparently we've got another disco house record. This is by Geebstone, and it is called Get Down. Oh yeah. Guys, we are going to have one more round of songs. So if you want your song in the queue and guaranteed feedback, just remember that you can upgrade your account. I'm going to put the link in the chat right now. It's only $2.99 per month. Just think of it like this. If I was going to give you feedback, would you buy me a cup of coffee in return? Love this. Stone coming in with the vibes on this Monday, lifting our spirits with that funk guitar, bass, and beautiful vocals. Woo! You know what, man, can I just say something? Really quickly. I really like here. I like when you put the vocal in and it doesn't have the reverb and it doesn't have the audio tail to the reverb. When it's actually a bit more, it feels like a sample than it's sung, and it's a little tighter. Something about it actually, for me, feels a little cooler and a bit more hooky because it's a bit more upfront and dry. I wonder if that's an idea worth playing around with, is trying to actually make the vocal drier in sections in order to make it feel like a lead vocal, a more dominant element, rather than, because this get down, it's beautiful, but for me it sounds like the B part of a chorus, like the B hook of a chorus, or the middle eights, like the bridge section. And so I'm wondering, how can we take this awesome vocal and turn it more into an actual like chorus sounding hook, make it, and ultimately make it more memorable. You and Calibrate should do a track together. I think that could be a match made in heaven. Okay, next we have Aspirant Gas How Remix. So guys, we're gonna do one more round of records after this and feedback. Just remember, if you want a guaranteed spot in the queue, you need to upgrade your account. And for $2.99, you get a whole load of pro feedback from me and the community every single week, not just today, every single week. So I've left the link in the chat as you've seen, and we're going to listen to this, and then we're going to add the next load of songs to the queue.
は千の石とよろずの生き石に玉と一辺の祈り矢をよろず救いたまえとその避けた命この声さえも海に響く鼓膜なく今も伊豆高架の海で絶えずこだまし続けるのだ避けた命この声さえも海に響く鼓膜なく今も伊豆高架の海で絶えずこだまし続けるのだ避けた波が喰らうは千の石とよろずの生き石に玉と一辺の祈り矢をよろず救いたまえとその避けた波が喰らうは千の石とよろずの生き石に玉と一辺の祈り矢をよろず救いたまえとその避けた波が喰らう
And really melodically, it's beautiful. I really love the sample, but it's just so dominant. Like the drop comes in and the drum's like, you know, it's a drum and bass track, man. Drum and bass, bring those drums up. And you just need to find a way to blend them, bring the drums up, and make them feel like, yeah, it's just the balance is really off.
千の石とよろずの生き
It's a shame because it's got a lot of potential. It's really beautiful and very original sounding too.
石に玉と一辺の祈り矢をよろず救いたまえとその避けた波が喰らうは千の石とよろずの生き石に玉と一辺の祈り矢をよろず救いたまえとその避けた波避けた波避けた波避けた
Yeah, it's a little too dependent on the vocal. So we've had this a few times today in the feedback. Guys, just remember if you mute the vocal and the track sounds repetitive, I mean, I hate to use the word boring, but it is sometimes the realistic way of looking at it, then you probably want to pay some attention to the instrumental and how you can make that more interesting. Again, question and response between the vocal and the instrumental will also make the two feel more married to one another. The drums are just so quiet. And it's too dependent on the vocal. I know, like when you guys, when you do a remix, you want to use as much of the vocal, you want to take the vocal, you want to use it, but don't overdo it, don't overdo it. But it's a great record, man. I think there's just a few things you need to sort out here. Okay, guys. So whilst you are giving me the names of your songs for the next round, don't forget that if you want a guaranteed spot in the queue, you just have to upgrade your account. I'm going to drop the link again as well. I'm going to play a little video with all the features that Boombox has to offer, which is also what you'll be getting when you upgrade your account. And Rising Jam, I just jumped the part without the vocals. Dude, there should have been a part without the vocals much earlier on. I'm just telling you. if that's just the only part, you've got to come soon, okay? Don't be too dependent on the vocals. All right, guys, let me just grab this and I'm going to load up the queue. Replace Dropbox, Google Drive, SoundCloud Pro, Disco, and DistroKid with Boombox, the all-in-one solution for musicians. Store your files, create playlists, request files, and distribute your music from one place at a single price. Access files on the go and stay synced with our mobile app and macOS app. Dive into our AI tools to spark creativity by generating chords and splitting stems. Search for your files by mood, genre, BPM, and key with our AI-powered advanced search. Share and collaborate with time-stamped feedback, password protection, and customized access permissions. Create professional playlists for pitching with analytics to see who's listening. Release your music into the wild with our inbuilt distribution. And request files from clients and collaborators with inboxes. Boombox, the all-in-one platform for musicians. Welcome back. Sorry, guys. I totally forgot that I had that playing for a second. Okay, cool. We've got the final songs in the queue. Aetherfall. Yeah, it looks like you're signing from a completely different account. So maybe you just need to figure out which account you signed up with in the first place. But that's good. Thank you, everybody. Let's get these next tracks. This is Lenny. Dance for You. Cool, man. It's such a progressive sound, which I know you were making a lot of Afro House before, which also sounded amazing. This is like a little deeper, a little darker, a little later in the night. Love where this is going. Don't be scared to lift that vocal up a bit. I think it's just the vocal is a bit suppressed in the mix. You know what I mean? And it could be louder. That's my only comment right now. Otherwise, I love the vibe. I mean, this is, you know, they play a lot of stuff in Tulum. They play a lot of stuff in Mexico, South America. They love this progressive sound. And it's just easy to dance to, easy to listen to. It's accessible. It's sexy. It's chilled. I know. Is there anything in particular that you're looking for feedback on here? Really love the sound design as well here, man. I think you've done a great job. Fantastic work, Lenny. Thank you for submitting this. Looking forward to seeing you when I come back to New York. awesome DJ set back around Christmas time, and it was so much fun. So really well done on this production, man. I don't have a lot to say because I think it's actually in a really good place. Just the vocals a little louder, but in terms of like emotion, mood, mix, you've really nailed it. It could maybe do with a pro master. That would be my only, my only consideration for this, just to see if it could take it up another 5%. But I love it. So well done, man. Grazie, fratello. Okay, next we've got Ricochet by Modeflick and Carl Mueller. It's got a really kind of cool analog retro vibe to it, like the kind of modular up. I think it's great. The main thing, I know it says demo mix, so I think that's the main thing that's maybe holding this record back is the mix. It just needs to be cleaned up a little bit. The kick could be tighter. The bass could just be blended better with the kick. But it's not bad, I think it's a little busy in places. I wonder if you could do something to create more contrast. For example, that arp goes all the way through the track. Now, I like that it does because that's holding and gluing everything together. But is there a chance of it coming out? Do you know what I mean? So it can be reintroduced. Now, maybe the way that the art changes is you add so much reverb that it turns into a pad, and then you take that reverb off and it becomes the arpeggiator again. So can you find a way to lose focus on the arp so that it doesn't get too repetitive, right? For example, add a reverb that turns it into a pad, full wet. Maybe you could add some other effects too. Transit by Baby Audio is pretty sick for that kind of stuff, for like transforming sounds from one thing to another, if you haven't tried that. So that it comes back and flows throughout the track in its energy changes. I mean, I think that makes sense. really love this drop here. I love the build up. Just needs a cleaner mix, man. I mean, those are my 2 cents. And just the thing about the ARP. Right now, it almost feels like everything's a little too balanced. You could be daring with some of those other parts like grring. You have this like grring every 2 bars or something. And you could bring that out the mix a little bit more. Don't be scared to get, once you've got that sort of everything balanced, to get other things on top of the mix, to be on top of the mix and to be popping out ever so slightly in an almost distracting way. You don't want to overdo it, obviously, because that's gonna feel unnatural, but are there elements that you could be more daring and push a little harder? Okay, next we have 7 Mile High by Aetherful. I actually don't mind that this mix is kind of dirty and sounds retro, and I can tell you've like sampled a bunch of disco things. A lot of disco today, which I'm really loving too. And that's the thing, you know, that's the trouble when you're using samples and loops. There's really not that much you can do. Now, if you were to do something, here's the way I approach it. I would layer with some more modern sounding samples. Now, let me just be specific about what I mean with modern. I would layer what you have, the sample, with the similar styles of samples. Do you know what I mean? So still like a disco tom or kick or snare or hat, but that obviously have been processed to be cleaner than their older sampled counterparts, you know, the versions. So just subtly layer some of the sounds, give them a little oomph, but not so that it's noticeable. It's just going to make the sample sound a little cleaner and potentially make it translate better on different systems. But I love this. I mean, it's fantastic. Same with the guitar. I think the guitar, it feels a little too muted to me. A little feels like it could be a little bit more of a twang to it. That, you know, specifically a little more distortion or saturation. Maybe a phaser too wouldn't hurt. Very cool, man. Thank you so much for sending that. I love that we're getting a lot of disco records. I'm also mixing some disco records myself right now, which I will reveal shortly, but that's one of the reasons I'm in Mexico City, because I'm trying to get some top lines on those bad boys and work with some vocalists and some amazing bass players, which is what I was doing yesterday. And this track is called Control by Diego. Skip the intro, okay. Track is long because it does take you on a journey. This is really sick, dude. For sure a vocal would be like killer on this, but even without, I think it's a great record. very cool, man. And I like that you've added these certainly non-Afro housey sounds to an Afro house track. I think that's nice because it's like you're not copying everyone. It's creating like it's different. You know what I mean? It's got your own unique spin on things, and I think you've really benefited from that. A vocal would be amazing, of course, but even without the vocal, I think it sounds really, really good. Well, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in to this week's live stream. It's been an absolute pleasure playing your tracks. You're all so talented, so please keep making music, keep coming back to the live stream and submitting. The next one I'm going to be doing is on Thursday. I will update you via my Instagram and also via my private WhatsApp group, which you should all be a part of by now. Thank you to everyone for submitting. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for making this really special. And also thank you to everyone who upgraded their Boombox account and is able to make these live streams possible on a weekly basis. It's been an absolute pleasure hanging out with you. I hope you have